Hello everyone, my name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Liars Don't Qualify, written by Junius Edwards. Now, before I go into the topic, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Now, Liars Don't Qualify by Junius Edwards is a very, very interesting work. At its core, this work has to do with racism. The setting of this work is before the 1960s, before the Civil Rights Movement. We know that the Civil Rights Movement took place during the 1960s, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, to be precise. With that act, it's illegal to pretty much anything that regards and oppressing and restricting people of color or of any minority the right to vote is illegal. Now, all you have to do to get registered to vote in the United States is pretty much go to a registration office, fill out a few paperwork, and you're registered to vote. But within this story by Junius Edwards, we get a glimpse into how horrific it was for people to register to vote before the Civil Rights Movement, before the Civil Rights Act of 1964. In this story, basically what happens, you get a man by the name of Will. He's black. He walks into a registration office. There's two men there, Sam and Charlie. Sam is a very big man. He sweats within this work. He looks unhealthy throughout the work. One scene, he takes a candy bar, rips the wrapper off of it, and bites into it and scarfs it down. Sam and Charlie. Charlie looks to be more in charge within this office. Sam seems to be more of the underling of Charlie. Will walks in. He's like, "I'm here to vote. I'm here to register to vote," and basically, things just don't go the way that they should go. All right, things don't go the way that they should go. They don't want Will to register. He's black. They don't want him to register. And think about during this time period. This is the time period where poll taxes were a thing in the South to stop black people from voting because they couldn't pay the poll tax, literacy tests, all types of tests, the black codes, segregation. This is the time period we're talking about. So Sam, throughout this short story, he's just looking for any reason at all to disqualify Will from voting. So it just basically becomes an interview where, Sam is just throwing baseballs at Will. And Will, it's almost like he has a bat in his hand, and he's just like literally just answering these questions, knocking them out the park one after the other. He's asking questions about presidents, about American history, about the governor of the particular state. There's even a question about Robert E. Lee. It just goes back and forth and back and forth. Sam is well dressed, shirt and tie, suit, everything. He's prepared. He's answering the questions. He even gives Sam his paperwork, his social security card, everything that proves that he's a citizen and everything. But Sam is just, he's relentless. He does not want Will to register. He asks him several times about his job. What do you do for work? Do you like your work? Do you like things how they are? And Sam's like, Will's like, yeah, I like things how they are. But Sam's like, well, why are you trying to vote? Why are you trying to change things? Why are you trying to register? And Sam and Charlie, they do not want Will to vote. They do not want him to register. Sam even says, are you sure you're here to register? And Will's like, yeah, I'm here to register. And Will's like, yeah, I'm here to register. And Sam's like, are you sure? And Will's like, yeah. Sam asked Charlie. Charlie's like, man, you need to take care of this. You need to take care of this kid. You need to handle this. And Sam, he's sweating. He's a big dude. He was eating that candy bar. He's sweating. His pit stank. And he smokes in Will's face. He looks a little, nervous. The thing is that when you're doing something wrong, when you're doing something that's not righteous, when you're doing something that there's no justice in, you might be doing it, you might have made your mind to do it, but your spirit, your body, your soul, a lot of times they're against you, they're not with you. And we can see that this Sam is uncomfortable, he's angry, he's mad, he wants to trip up Will, he's trying to do anything to not allow this man to register to vote. And he's just looking for any reason whatsoever to disqualify Will. Now, he asked Will are you a member of any organization? And Will's like, no. But then Will says, he is part of the U.S. Reserves, and Sam believes that to be an organization. He believes it to be a civil organization. And the thing is, like, Will is a soldier, and it's not illegal to be part of an organization and to vote. I mean, it's ridiculous, these questions, and he's just trying to trip up. Sam is just trying to trip up Will any way he gets, and Sam tells Will, "You're a liar because you said you weren't part of any organization, and now I figured out, or you've told me that you are a reserve, you're a soldier, and I consider that to be an organization, and because of that, you are a liar, and liars don't qualify, and because of that, Sam says, I cannot register you, you cannot vote, and Sam, he pretty much wins here, and Will can't do anything about it because this is before the civil rights movement. And at this point in time, this was the law of the land. You were oppressed in many ways, and you couldn't even register to vote. And there were so many barriers and restrictions and limitations put on Black people at the time so that they wouldn't be able to vote. And so, it's a very crazy story. But it really paints a picture and really shows you how difficult it was for Black people in America during this time, before the 1960s, to vote in the South, to be a part of the political process in America. Because listen, when it comes to being a part of a country, when it comes to being a citizen in the country, your vote is your voice, your vote is your opinion on how the country should be run, whether you agree with something or not. If you don't have any representation, if you cannot represent yourself in somewhere or another in the political arena, you're pretty much, your life will be governed by other people. Laws will be made that govern your life based on whatever people believe in. When you have a vote, at least you have a say in the grand scheme of things, in deciding of how your country is run. So, Will walks out of this registration office defeated and rejected. That's how the story ends. I mean, throughout the story, a white person comes in to register, and they take care of him right away, and he walks out. They made Will stand outside while they were taking care of the other guy. And when the guy walks out, Will walks back in, and he walks right back into the interview process, the pretty much a third degree on everything in his life to figure out a way to disqualify him. And ultimately, Sam does disqualify him with the reserve army thing, because he believes that's an organization. And when Will said he wasn't part of an organization, he says, oh, that's lying, and so liars don't qualify. In terms of deeper meaning and analysis here, there's a lot to take in. I mean, Will is this personification, if you think about it, this personification of just what every Black person was going through in the South at this time period in America, where, there were so many ways that certain officers, especially registration officers, the ways in which they tried to get people not to vote. They just looked for any type of thing that pretty much disqualified you. Even if that thing didn't disqualify you, they tried every single way to get you, not to vote. If Will has said he wasn't satisfied with his job, or he didn't have a job, I'm pretty sure that would have been good enough for Sam to say, oh, you can't register. All right? He would have done anything. I mean, he even takes out a book and make Will read the Declaration of Independence, the part where it says all men are created equal. And Sam and Charlie are like, do you think you're the same as us? Do you think you're equal to us? And Will even, he pretty much relents, he pretty much lowers himself and says, no, I don't think I'm better than you guys. I don't think I'm equal to you guys. Which, that was a wallop, that was a gut punch. Because he tried everything that he could to keep the situation from escalating so that he could register to vote. But during, no matter what his efforts, no matter how hard he tried, he wasn't going to register. They weren't going to allow him to register. He just had to leave. They made him leave, and Sam is just, he does not embody righteousness or ethics or morality. He personifies oppression and restrictions and the South's view towards Black people voting. He embodies in all of his actions, and his questions, his interview, his treatment of Will. He embodies the South's perspective on their view on not letting black people vote, before the 1960s. In terms of deeper meaning, in terms of analysis, I mean, there's a lot to take in here. I mean, this shows you the plight of African Americans, how hard you had to fight to vote, and how much the ability to vote matters. Because if you don't have a voice, you're silent, you're mute, you can't participate in society, and your life is left to be governed by other people. It doesn't matter how hard you try in that time period, or how smart you are, or how much you believe that you have to provide to your country. If you didn't have the ability to vote, your voice, your opinion didn't matter. And representation is everything. If you live in a country, if you're a citizen of a country, representation is everything. If you're not being represented, then you're just a shadow, you're a ghost, you're property, you're just an alien. Because representation, and especially in the American way of politics, in the American way of government, representation means that you're heard, means that you matter, means that you get a hand in the arena, a foot in the arena of politics, which is worth a lot. It's worth a lot in how your life, because politics, it pretty much, it has to do with every single thing that you do in America. Taxes, healthcare, jobs, markets, freedoms, liberties, justice system, everything that has to do with your life and property and belongings and freedoms. It's all tied in with voting and having a say in politics. So it is quite significant. And Will being rejected, it shows that no matter how much he worked, no matter, the fact that he fit all the boxes. I mean, he was smart, he answered all the questions right, he was a soldier, he was willing to die for America. He's a great example of a person that should be able to vote. But because he lived in an era before the Civil Rights Movement, they weren't going to allow him to, no matter how much he fit the bill, no matter how much he was the perfect citizen to vote, they weren't going to allow him to vote. So that's the story. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.